Come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight, 121-111 over the New York Knickerbockers. Say that 2 times fast. 121-111 Bucks win tonight. And I'm just glad on this evening, JT, that I'm here to celebrate. One more time. Giannis allow us to come together one more time. Come on in the room. We are live. Cream City Crossover, Groove Travis III.
JT, I don't know what you were singing, but I missed that church service, sir. I don't know what that is.
Chris King.
Justin.
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. 121-111 Bucks winning tonight at home over the New York Knicks. Come on in the room. Get at us. Get at us on the Twitter. The Cream City Crossover. Long story about the Twitter stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on. Elon Musk out here playing games. But there is a Twitter page. It's still on your T's Q's 973. Leave your comments there. We'll get at you. If you're in the chat, leave your comments in the chat. We'll get at you on the chat after a big Bucks win. You got to be excited about tonight, people. You got to be excited about tonight. That should raise your spirits. That should raise your energy level. The way the Milwaukee Bucks competed tonight, and they get a big victory. They give up, this is one step before we get into the recap. They gave up 45 points in the second quarter. Chris King, do you know how many points they gave up in the second half?
I know.
40. So they gave up 45 in the second quarter alone. They locked down the New York Knicks. 40 points given up in the second half. And oh, by the way, the Bucks in the third quarter alone scored 35. So a big-time win after going down 12 at the half. Let's get into it. Game recap tonight. Let's get into it. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He continues his reign over the league. Victor Wembanyama's putting up numbers. Giannis said, not so fast, my friend. Don't forget about me. I'm the Eastern Conference Player of the Week this week. 37, 8-7, 16-22. Ethical hoops. Only 7 free throws taken from Giannis here. He was 5 of 7. Did have 4 turnovers, plus 18 on the night. 2 blocks. Big-time play from Giannis as usual. Gary Trent Jr., 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Had a big dagger 3 at the end there in 30 minutes of action. Miles Turner still trying to find his offensive footing. He was 1 of 6 from the field, 5 points, 8 boards, 3 assists for him. AJ Green got himself into some foul trouble, 9 points, 4 rebounds. He was 3 of 5 from 3. All starters were pluses in the plus-minus game this evening. And then you had, I say the best for last. How about Ryan Rollins? How about the night Ryan Rollins had in only 26 minutes of action? Got a busted lip as well in this game. This is the best Ryan Rollins I've ever seen. This is what we talk about when you're a young player and you get your opportunity. And this is your opportunity, and you have to go out and take it. You have to take it by the reins. KPJ, you're out. Hey, is this that's quick. Is this Rico Dowdle, a Chuba Hubbard? Where you got, hey, you out, Chuba. Rico coming and running. Rico running right now. Rico's running. And how does this interact when you come back? Because right now, don't do that. Because right now, yeah, I know. Because because right now, because right now, I caught that too. Because right now, Ryan Rollins is playing like a man possessed. 25 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 8 of 11 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, only 2 turnovers tonight. He was a plus 12. I mean, he hit the threes. He made the plays. He defended. This is one of those things where it's like how I feel about when people say, hey, that player did a great job defending Giannis. Giannis has 40 points. Like, I'm going to do what they do. I thought he played Brunson very well. I know Brunson had 36, but I thought that the minutes Ryan Rollins was on Brunson, I thought he did a great job. Cole Anthony rough tonight, 4 points, 4 boards. Kyle Kuzma, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Didn't score from the field at all. But is Kyle Kuzma 6'9" or is he 7'1"? Because I could have swore he was a legit big in there bumping with Karl Anthony Towns. Cat out there. Didn't let him get in. Locked him up. Absolutely locked him up tonight. John, I don't know. John got to stop the loudest. It ain't even midnight yet, JT. But my goodness, the things that Kyle Kuzma was doing to Karl Anthony Towns are not allowed in 30 states. It's a felony out there, what he was doing. Bobby Portis, 9 points, 2 boards tonight, 4 of 10 from the field. Torian Prince, 8 points. How about Amir Coffey with 8 points, pitching in 14 minutes? Let's go to the other side of New York Knicks. Bridges, 24 points, 11 boards, 6 assists. OG Anunoby, 9.6 boards, 5 assists. Karl Anthony Towns, 8 points, 12 rebounds. Landry Shamet had 16. Brunson with 36. The Knicks bench was nothing to be impressed with. Hart, 3 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. And Clarkson had 10 points on the night. Tyler Kolek, Marquette's own 5 points, 2 assists. But the Bucks winning 121-111. And before I give it to you, JT, I think that what I saw from tonight was effort, was will, was grit, was just a bring yourself to the moment. After a loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers, finding that moment, figuring it out, and remembering who you are. And that's what you want to see from the Milwaukee Bucks. One caveat I have to point out, you want me to tell you who the worst people in the state of Wisconsin, the city of Milwaukee are? I'm going to tell you who they are. You, the fans. Terrible. Absolutely despicable the way you showed up tonight in Fiserv Forum. You should be ashamed of yourselves for not showing up for that basketball team, for not showing. Giannis is on a tear right now, and you don't show up to the game. The seats are empty on a primetime matchup against the New York Knicks. Your team's trying to get the 3-1, and you don't show up to the game. Are you kidding me? So if you were in the city of Milwaukee, and guess tickets were cheap. Tickets were cheap tonight. If you're in the city of Milwaukee, you didn't go, shame on you. Shame on you. Get some friends, do something, head out to the arena, and get yourself out to Fiserv Forum, because that's a despicable product. And listen, it's one thing. I watch the Panthers every week, and the stadium's empty, but that's because the team sucks. You have a good basketball team, and you don't go see them? Dude, yeah, listen, man, I was pissed off to the highest level of festivity when I saw that out there tonight. But outside of that, the first half, my only concern, Doc Rivers, you got to watch these bench lineups. You had momentum going. If you would have had momentum going into the second half, and you lose it because you keep the bench lineups in a tick too long. He did it again at the end of the third quarter. A tick too long. You cannot continue to do that. I'm trying to give Doc a break here. I like to give people at least 10, 15 games to figure some things out. Maybe he's still trying to figure out lineups and whatnot, and I get it, you're shorthanded, all that, but you got to figure this thing out, Doc Rivers, in relation to the minutes. The effort, the consistency, I think, needs to get better as well. But right now, listen, I'm going to take it. It's a dub, 121-111. Again, I was impressed with the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. And shout out to everybody who touched the floor. That's what I saw, JT. What'd you see?
Sir, I saw a lot of what you saw. But, the thing is talking about that first quarter, when you saw how they came out in the beginning, the Knicks from the first quarter, they couldn't hit a three. 1 for 10 in that first quarter, ended up going 8 for 10 in that second quarter. But more importantly, the Knicks were on that 13-0 run in that first quarter, and you saw that. And I believe it was Giannis or Ryan Rollins who finally broke that up. But one thing I want to talk about a little bit is Miles Turner, because, yes, it's looked a bit clunky on offense for him. But before the pre-show, just the point we were making before the pre-show, it's looked a bit clunky on offense for Miles Turner, but he is giving you something defensively. He is producing defensively. For case in point, in the midst of that 13-0 run, he gets that big block, and they may have scored another possession after that, but then the Bucks start scoring. The Bucks kind of start thwarting that thing and slowing that down. And one thing that I really like about Miles Turner is when he's missing shots, which he did do that. He didn't take a ton of shots. Probably took about 6 shots tonight too, but a lot of them weren't going in. You didn't see his body, you didn't see him slumping down the court. You didn't see him disinterested. You saw him, hey, I got to get back down here. I got to hustle. I got to make something happen on defensive end. And that's what you saw. I know, Trey, you talked about his passing as well. Second thing about this too, Jalen Brunson, we made this point. Jalen Brunson has played the Bucks really well the last 3 years. And it's just been one of those things where I'm not really sure. I think we kind of know the why behind it, but for some reason he has big games against his team. Tonight you saw him have 23 points in that first half, but boy, that second half, now I know he got hurt halfway through the fourth, but still, Second half, not as much. One thing I will give credit to Jalen Brunson for too, though, because if you like old school basketball, he had 23 points in that first half, but they were all blue collar buckets. I mean, he had one 3-pointer, and he was just just making it happen. Blue collar, working hard. So I'll give him a bit of credit for that. But you know what? You know what's impressive about Jalen Brunson's 23 points in that first half? Giannis's 23 points in the second. That's what's impressive about that. Because Giannis said, "I see your output and I'll match you." Again, Giannis playing at the MVP level, man. I say that. I know it's way too early for the Kia ladder, but please expect to see him in that top 3 on there once that thing gets released. You certainly should. And the last point I'll make about this, I know Carmelo talked about this with Ryan Rollins, and we talked about this before the show. And he was saying that Milwaukee doesn't have a lead dog at that point guard position, and that's absolutely insane. I think every Bucks fan who's watched KPJ play over this last year, and even in the beginning when he was playing, we know what he can do. And as good as Ryan Rollins has been, as good as Cole Anthony has been, I think KPJ does have a higher ceiling and a higher floor, I think, than both of these players. And I think he has the ability to do it on both ends and create and give this team an opportunity. It makes his team better when he's out there on the court. But having said that, the guy who's going to get the majority of the minutes with that second team, that's what's really up for grabs here, because Cole Anthony has put up a fight, and so has Ryan Rollins. And I think as Bucks fans, we should be excited about that point guard depth, because both of those guys can absolutely play, and they really may be battling for minutes as well. That's what I saw. Over to you, Chris.
1 second, Chris, before we get to you, Matthew Adlar, I want to appreciate the super chat. He says, I'm going to say it's 11 o'clock. He said the best fucking player in the world right there, and he getting better. Stop playing. Matthew, I got to read the comment. Man, put the super chat. I'm going to read what he say. I'm going to say. He said the best ever player in the world right there. He's getting better. I don't have anything to add to that, Matthew. You're 100% correct. He is the best player in the world. Don't play with him. And what you know what I like before you go, Chris, I like, was that a shout out to Shams? Was that a shout out to Shams? He said, "This is my city. It's my city right here. Milwaukee, Wisconsin." He did it in his home city. 120-111. Chris King, what you got?
Yeah, I wish they didn't cut the camera so quickly. I was trying to see the lip read for what he said next. I think it was like, and I effing love it, So love to see that kind of energy from Giannis, especially being linked to this terrible New York Knicks team. I thought we took it to him second half, man. I thought we needed to hit big shots to get back into this game, and immediately it was a 7-0 run. So good job there. I thought, honestly, I'm okay with some of the mistakes that we made tonight because they were all aggressive mistakes. When you look at some of the turnovers that the Bucks have been committing, it's always trying to force the ball into Giannis, whether he's double teamed, triple teamed. In New York, they made it a point to stop him. They couldn't do it. But a lot of times it's, trying to force the ball to Giannis, and he's just not there. And so I'm not going to be too mad at that. I thought we got some performances from guys who we were still iffy on, like Amir Coffey. I thought he provided great minutes. And if he's making shots, he may be a guy that's able to do that. We talk about these 82-game players, right? Taurean Prince, another guy who comes to mind knocking down big shots. And so, yeah, I thought, Giannis taking over in that third quarter was great. Ryan Rollins taking over in that third quarter was great. And then when I saw that bench lineup come in, I'm like, okay, what are we in for right now? What are we in for? And I thought for the most part, they did their job. They were left out there way too long. Like, it shouldn't have got to 7 minutes left in the fourth to finally bring Giannis back in the ballgame. But I thought they did their job. Kuz, tremendous on the defensive end. It's noticeable how much better he got over the offseason in terms of buying into that role, not making dumb decisions, and he helps you on the defensive side. And that's something that we had been waiting for. And so I'm happy he did that. And then, yeah, we talk about Ryan Rollins. There's so much to say about what he did tonight. Just the efficiency, the defense, the length that he brought on the defensive end, getting steals. So, he had a big night to me. And this is what I talked about, the positives of having KPJ out. It's not really a positive, but it allows Ryan Rollins to emerge. And he emerged tonight.
Man, I'm just so excited to be back, man. Like, I don't know if y'all up. I'm up. First of all, shout out to the Bucks for the breast cancer thing. I thought that was a really moving thing. This isn't Doc. This is just me. I thought that was a really moving thing when they had the people in the crowd stand up. And it was if you or anyone a friend, a family member had been affected, by breast cancer. My family's been ravished by that. And, we got some people fighting right now. So got a little bit of pink on my Bucks hat for it. And Trey, if I could, one more thing, man, because what do you say? He said, Chris, what did Giannis say when they panned to him again?
He said, this is my city and I effing love it.
Yeah, so, shout out to Milwaukee Home. We got your shirt on tonight. Looking for sponsorships as always. So we're going to rock it during the show. Let's get to what Doc Rivers said tonight, because I might get in trouble tonight because I got a whole lot to say, and I might go like the homie who did and was cussing in the chat because I'm so excited, man. It's amazing when you ain't got someone out there that moves slow. Where you at, Cat? And I got a whole bunch of stuff on. Let me get to Doc Rivers, man. Good God Almighty. Listen, so Ryan Rollins, first of all, he did the post-game interview. He said he's comfortable in playing his role right now, and I thought that was key. Talked about playing defense on Jalen Brunson, said that he made it tough on him, and his job is to make him work. I thought he did a great job of that, but he said he wants to be better, and he should be better. And then he said it's fun playing for this basketball team. Their job is to come out there and stack wins the way that they're doing, and I thought that was excellent comment. So on to Doc Rivers. They talked to Doc about that last play when Giannis missed the bunny or whatever, but he was fouled off of the 2 3-point misses when Miles got the offensive rebound. Doc talked about ball movement. That's some of the ball movement he's talking about, and that's what it's going to take to accomplish their team goals. The defensive effort was there, especially Rollins tonight. Rollins had a lot of deflections, and Jalen Brunson had 36. We can talk about how he got to that 36 a little bit later. I thought he made it difficult on him. Then talked about Kuz on Cat. Perfect nickname for him, too. Soft. Just talking about that's as good as you can get defensively on that guy. I don't know what Cat finished with tonight.
He was horrible. He finished with 8 points, 12 boards, 2 of 12 for the field, 16.7%. It was terrible.
Phenomenal defense.
Oh my God.
That's what he's crying. So is that other boy with the never mind.
Oh my God. That's what
talked about.
Hey, did you see the GIF of Cat throwing that pass?
It's a bunch of Cat got a lot of them, man. Cat got a lot of them.
Hey, man. I saw the GIF of Cat throwing that pass and was like, okay, all right. Yeah, all right. I thought the internet was just doing what the internet does.
Y'all know at St. Augustine's College, my roommate pledged Omega Psi Phi. So shout out to Trey's dad and the rest of the Qs that listen. He got the perfect nickname. If you know, you know.
Cat is not a Q. Cat is no damn Q. It ain't no way.
No, just.
Okay, I just want to clarify that. Okay.
No. But if you're a Q, you know why his nickname is Cat. Soft ass. I'm sorry, that slipped. It did it. Giannis and Miles did a great job patrolling the paint tonight. Thought they just played remarkable defense, good helper defense by him. And the guards didn't get beat off the dribble in the second half. First half, they were beat off the dribble. He talked about that a little bit later in the press conference as well. And that's how Brunson kind of got off. He was able to get downhill a lot. He said this is the best he's ever seen Giannis playing as a commentator, as an opposing coach, or anything about it. But the thing that he likes about it is it's coming organically, and it's so effortlessly. AJ Green, those 3 shots to start the second half were absolutely
big.
He said that he went into the halftime, looked at that AJ Green did not have a shot up, and wanted to make sure they got him a shot. Jalen had his way, but the guys didn't back down from it. The Bucks were the more physical team in the first half, and they were a more physical team in the second half. Ryan Rollins was doing a good job staying focused, and when he made a mistake, so on one of his first threes, that was actually a play that was ran for AJ Green. Rollins came up to Doc after he hit the 3 and said, "My bad, I missed it." Doc told him, "It's all right, you made the shot." So proud of Kuz. They had him elaborate a little bit on it. He's into his role right now, and he's playing comfortably. He's doing all the little things that he needs to do. Wonder if we're gonna see Maddie tonight. This is what Kyle Kuzma was brought to Milwaukee to do. And this is the championship level of basketball you saw with Kyle Kuzma on those Lakers teams. Is he going to score 35 a game? No. But I think this is a great Kuz myself too. Said they shot 55% from the field, 42% from the three-point line. Felt like they were missing a lot of shots, though. And that's because his guys are such shooters. He expects everything to go up when Gary Trent Jr. and Bobby Portis and some of those other guys are open. Those were his quotes, too, not mine. He wanted to kill Miles Turner for the extra around the back pass because he wanted Miles to shoot that ball because he's wide open. But I guess he forgave him because he hit Rollins and he hit the shot, right? And then just talk more about just in the first half how they weren't getting the stops that they needed to get, how they were turning the ball over, and they were kind of fouling a lot, being a little bit sloppy. So second half, they stopped the turnovers, they stopped the offensive rebounds, and they made sure that they kind of made it tough on those guys. And then lastly, he just says the Knicks were scoreless for 4 minutes. That's the part of the tape that he's going to review. They tried to keep going with the press conference, but he told the reporters there's a baseball game on tonight. But he's like, oh, never mind. The game might last to 1 o'clock in the morning anyways. The game last night darn near killed him, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff from Doc there. Appreciate the reporting from you, Justin. NYC Randy coming in with another super chat. Appreciate the super chats. And also, if you're coming into the room, if you're coming on in the room, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed a big-time win over the New York Knicks tonight, 121-111. There's no reason you in here, you don't hit the like button for your Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Yeah, damn, if you're in Milwaukee, you should hit the like button twice because you didn't go to the damn game because the stadium was empty. NYC Randy, though, with the super chat, says, Giannis, best in the world. Only negative thing is every contender has a true lockdown defender. Maybe we can stay here for a second. I'm interested here. He says, it's the one thing missing because these scoring guards always go off against us. Miles on defense has been spectacular. Bucks W. Let's sit there for a second with NYC's comment. He says the only thing the Milwaukee Bucks are missing is the true lockdown defender. That's interesting because I've seen a couple different, and we'll have 4 shows so far this year, but in a couple different shows and a couple different comments, I've seen that the Bucks are missing one more true scoring punch. And we have NYC now saying they're missing one true defensive guy. And again, it's the question of what do you mean when you say defensive guy? We talk about lockdown defender. Well, right now, you've gone out with Brook Lopez and you've brought in a big-time, I don't know if Miles is not like a great one-on-one individual defender. I wouldn't say like he's some big-time on, but it's just he's a rim protecting big. Like that's what he does. He protects the rim. He's a rim deterrent, and he makes those plays. And the other thing he does that Brook Lopez that I've noticed is really different is when guys do get the ball on the perimeter, he's not chopped liver. It's not boom. It's not, you can't just swing. Like he doesn't do the Bobby Portis. You swing it and Bobby Portis is on the floor. Whole defense is in scramble mode. Like Miles Turner can recover on his own. And that is a huge difference from what this team has been over the last couple of years to now. So I guess, yeah, you don't have a lockdown defender one-on-one, I wouldn't say with Miles Turner, but is everything else elite. Giannis is an elite defender. But Giannis is I would say he's more of an elite roamer. I think you've seen that preseason game. Remember, he wants to lock down Shea. He could be one of the best lockdown guys in the world. But again, Giannis is now being asked to give you 30, 35, almost 40 a night. So there is some let up that you're going to have from the defense to the offensive part of his game because he has to import so much effort on the offensive side of the ball. So he's really a roamer. So I think NYC's comment is interesting because you're like, okay, well, do you have a big-time on-ball defender? You make the argument Ryan Rollins is probably your next best on-ball defender on the roster. And then after that, you're kind of searching. But then that goes to your question of, because I think a lot of people would say, okay, Kuzma's trade bait, Bobby Portis' trade bait. Like, don't forget, if you get rid of Kuzma, that I'm telling you, I'm talking about on the roster, there's not a lot of people that can do what Kuzma did tonight defensively to Cat. Because I know as much as we want to talk about Cat, he's a big-time player. Like, let's not play around. He can play some basketball.
All-star.
Absolutely. He's an all-star. Kuzma shut him down. And, I mean, there were it wasn't a bunch of help, wasn't double teams. That was one-on-one, mano-a-mano, single coverage in the paint, and Kuzma held his own. So, again, if Kuzma gets to the point where he can score, too, a little bit more efficiently, you're talking about a guy who, okay, now we're talking about something as far as long-term. Maybe I'm not looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. The jury's out on that a little bit for me. But it's interesting. You say we're missing a lockdown defender. I guess my question to the group is do you agree with that Do you concur with that assessment? One, that the Bucks are missing a lockdown defender, or would you say they're really missing one more piece offensively? Because if you go back to what you talked about, JT, and the broadcast, NBC, where they were asking, I think it was that Melo, or I think it was McGrady as well, was asking, and it sounded like Justin, sounded like you were watching the Bucks broadcast. Were you watching? Oh, okay. I must have missed the pink breast cancer thing. But on the Peacock broadcast, they were asking, like McGrady and Carmelo were asking, who's the number 2 scorer? Who's going to be that second guy to score? And what NYC Randy's looking for is we need a big time defender. Again, to get one, you got to give something. What if you're John Horst? If you're this organization, you've seen what this team looks like through 4 games. And by the way, I will tell you, I love this basketball team. Like, all the names that we've had over the few years, Dame, Chris, and again, I'm not saying about 2021, post 2021, I love that. This is to me the best basketball. Now, you can maybe make an argument with 2022, but post 2022 without Chris getting hurt. But post 2022, this is by far the best basketball team the Milwaukee Bucks have put out there on the basketball court. And again, it's just everything we ask for. We say it all the time: youth, energy, athleticism, all that stuff. But if you are you, let me ask it is, do you think the Bucks are missing something? Do you like the team as is? And if they are missing something, is it offensive? And wow, we need a guy like everybody in chat says, Laurie Markkinen. Didn't he just put up 50 the other night or 40, something like that the other night? Is it an offensive player, or are they missing a defensive stalwart to put out there and have somebody that can, maybe that tweener, that 6'7", 6'6" kind of guy who can, who can defend the smaller wings as well, and maybe can play those bigger wings as well, like those Brandon Ingles. Because again, look tonight, and you have an AJ Green who, again, he had those big threes coming out of half, but in the first half he had a rough time, got himself into foul trouble. Deep breath.
So here's what I'll say. I think this is a fair assessment. I'll say that we haven't seen our squad yet, KPJ, and how that impacts it. We know what he can do. We know looking at KPJ's fit, running with the ones. Personally, my money would be on KPJ being our second scorer. I could potentially see that being the case out of everybody in that starting unit. KPJ being our second scorer, being that playmaker, being that guy that makes that happen and gets you buckets on offense and occasional plays on defense too. Personally, because I'm biased, I'm an offensive guy. Don't really care that much about defense because I feel like, listen, can you play it when we need you to? Great. Other than that, let's put points on the board, right? Like play it when we need you to. If you can do that, we're fine. And that's not, again, that's a real 2010s perspective look on basketball. But I mean, in a game where people are chucking up 43s a night, that probably works. But no, I'll say this. I think let's get KPJ back in the lineup. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he is that second scorer. Let's see. And then I think we can talk about what we would probably need. Having said that, right now we got a scrappy team. We got a scrap. And Trey, you talked about this is the best team since 2015. I agree, but and we probably do for the same reasons. Just because you have a lot of people, you have a lot of good role players, a lot of people who are maybe good at a couple of different things, but everybody comes out and for the most part does their job every night. Right? Everybody does a job every night. If you're in a band and Giannis is your lead singer, then I need the backup dancers to be hitting their steps and I need them to be hitting their notes, right? That's all we need you to do is to go out and do your job. And occasionally, if somebody's like, hey, I'm going to give you 16 bars on this next verse, you by yourself, we're going to turn the audio down so everybody can hear your voice. Great, right? That's what you need. And I just feel like this team plays as a team. There's a lot of guys who I don't think these guys have any egos. I really don't. I mean, I don't see it. Maybe they do, but I don't see it. But you know what I really like? I like the hustle. I like the hustle of this team. Like Trey, we talk about, hey, all them knees is young out there, right? We got a 30-year-old set of knees out there. Is that right? Hey, you know what? It makes a difference. It certainly does. This is an exciting team. This is a fun Bucks team to watch so far. And by the way, I got to give credit, like you said, to Kyle Kuzma, because again, we talked about that transition from him to the bench. This is perfect. The role that Kyle Kuzma's playing, this is perfect. You're not asking him to do too much. When you ask Kyle Kuzma to do too much, that's when he does too much, right? He's gonna do exactly what you ask him to, right? If you ask him the wrong thing, boy, you better be prepared to get the wrong result.
I look in see in 4 games 133, 122, 113, 121, and I have a hard time just flat out right now like, okay, we need another scorer, right? Like you have KPJ coming back. They've scored at a high level so far. We'll see what that kind of floor looks like if they have a bad offensive night. But I'm willing to hold out for this question as a whole because I've seen some positives defensively. You've seen the fact that we've been able to run in transition, defend in transition. You've seen now we're faster on rotations when a guy is wide open on the perimeter. So I'm willing to give this team just a little more time to kind of figure out who's going to step up. Is it going to be nights where it's defend the perimeter by committee? And, somebody scores more points and whether it be KPJ scoring a lot and Ryan Rollins defending well or both of them defending well, one or the other. Like, I think you have a real shot to kind of stay put for now. But when it comes to the deadline, then you start to think about, like, okay, what are we doing with Bobby? Like that is a real question that we may have to have. And we continue to ask that question for years now. And we had done that with Brook Lopez. They made a positive upgrade. Can you do that with Bobby Portis? We'll see when that comes. But right now I'm willing to hold out, watch this team grow, watch this team learn each other, watch them learn the system and see where this thing gets us.
Let me ask you guys a question real fast. Because I'm curious about this. And again, it's early. Chris, Trey, Justin, it's early. But do you guys think that if Bobby's performance continues with what you've seen here, do you think his trade value significantly diminishes by the deadline? Or do you think people would still look at his body of work over the last 4 years and he'll get the benefit of the doubt? Like, what do you think?
I think he gets the benefit of the doubt. I think it's because it's all about what a team needs at the time. Mm-hmm. Because the difference with this Milwaukee Bucks team is they don't need that. Like, they don't need a guy who cannot move, cannot defend, cannot protect the rim in all bench lineups. That doesn't bode very well for a team that's trying to play a totally different style, totally different pace. I think if you have a team that is really looking for a guy that can do the things Bobby can do, which is hit the 3-point shot, play with, get to his spots, hit that shot in the post, make those plays that we know Bobby can make. And again, I think he's going to play better than what he's looked like right now with the Bucks. I do. I don't think he's as bad as we've seen. But I think a team that has some of that in their second unit already is probably better equipped than but some of this I think is on Doc, because I do think, man, is there a role for Bobby Portis? I think there is, but the way the Milwaukee Bucks are playing, the way Doc is using him in the rotation, that's what's hurt. I just say this: if Kuzma hadn't defended I keep going Miles. If Kuzma hadn't defended Cat the way he defended him tonight, the Bucks would have been in trouble. Like, Cat could have put up 30 tonight. Kuz just absolutely killed his matchup. And again, think about that. Just think about that through. If in a normal circumstance, if you just looked at the guys on the floor, you would think, okay, I'm gonna put Bobby in this matchup here. I'm gonna put Bobby on Karl-Anthony Towns. But Doc was like, hell no, because Bobby can't. That's what we have. And I think it's an issue. But yes, I do think it depends on the team. But I'll say the same thing. A guy everybody likes, Chris Middleton. I've seen people say, they're missing a guy like Chris Middleton who can score. Like, again, a guy who can score and can score more efficiently. But Chris Middleton, let's see, if you got him at the buyout, he'd be coming off the bench to me. He couldn't go in the starting lineup because he doesn't do some of the things that I think this Milwaukee Bucks team needs him to do. So, but anyway, to answer your question, yeah, is it diminished? Maybe. He's got to play better. But I do think there are teams out there. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I do think there are teams out there that could use his services. It just depends on how you're playing, what your play style looks like.
So let me answer the original question first. And because I got something for the second question too. But the original question is, I think NYC Randy asked, did we have a legit lockdown perimeter defender, or we need one? And that's where I disagree with that take, because I think that's what Ryan Rollins is. Now, if you're going to give Jalen Brunson the same whistle you gave Damian Lillard when he was in the prime in Portland, oh, by the way, we saw them take that away from Dame, and that's what Brunson does. He goes out there and flops and cries and whines the entire game and is so distraught when he doesn't get a foul call in his way. I thought Rollins did a phenomenal job. A lot of that stuff, even some of the stuff with AJ Green, that's going to come with more discipline and playing more basketball games. But with a team like the New York Knicks, you cannot aggressively close out. You can't aggressively close out anymore on anyone, but you definitely can't do it on them because they're not looking to score the basketball. They're looking to get to the line. So I think Rollins is that, and I think collectively as a whole. Now, however, tonight, I think Bobby Portis played a hell of a basketball game because we're talking about Kyle Kuzma guarding Cat. But what happened last year if you shut down Cat? A guy like Josh Hart, a guy like Mikal Bridges. Bobby Portis was moving on the perimeter. He was guarding Josh Hart well. How many points he had tonight? 3. No rebound. Josh Hart is good enough to kill you when you're locking up the other guys on the second unit, though. And Bobby shut that down. I thought collectively, that second unit, with the exception of Taurean Prince and Cole Anthony, when they were forced to guard Brunson at times, they did a great job. Bobby rebounded the ball well, and he scored buckets that we needed to score. I think you trade a guy like that, you want to get in Lauri Markkanen, and we're looking at him. He scored 50 for Utah. Look, scoring 50 is phenomenal, but it's a lot different to score 50 on a team that no one cares and you know you're not winning. You bring him to Milwaukee, and if he doesn't move his feet as well as Bobby does, or if worse, then we're going to be like, damn. And if he can't get the same buckets that he can get, or if he can't get the, Trey and Chris words, fake rebounds, then we're putting ourselves down a hole that we don't want to go off of. So I think we need to keep Bobby. I thought he did well tonight.
Hey, put some respect on Lauri's man. Arizona's finest. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen. I hear you. I just think there's some NYC races. Bobby got to go. Let's be real. Maddie says, Justin, please stop. Hermit Jane says Bobby has the worst plus minus on the team. He needs to be in the positive if he shoots that much. Also says maybe he's still having that tramadol issue. A lot.
I just knew somebody was going to bring that up.
Yeah, I gotta give a pot. Jonathan says Bobby can rebound. Don't diminish that. Tonight Bobby had 2 boards. So again, 6 and here's the thing: 16 minutes of listen. Just think about this from a minute's perspective. It wasn't like Bobby was in foul trouble tonight. He was a -8 in 16 minutes of action. He played less minutes than Kuz. He played out of everybody that played. Bobby Portis played. The only person who played more than tonight was Amir Coffey. So I get you, but you talk about so Doc Rivers looked up and down his lineup, his roster today, and said, "This is a matchup I really don't like Bobby Portis in 16 minutes." That is not a lot of time from Bobby Portis. That's just what happened. Those are the facts.
I think Mike Brown forced that going small.
Sure. No, I won't deny that either. That Mike Brown.
What the hell, Maddie talking about? Like, shut the hell up. Only thing you need to stop is that stupid shit. You coming here, oh, Kuzma this, Kuzma that. Kuzma playing his ass off, and you come in here with this dumb stuff. Man, go ahead and kick rocks with open-toe shoes on. Fucking goofy.
It's a lot of Bobby 8 in the chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of Bobby 8 going on right now in the chat. Man, I just think about just going back to the positives. It's just crazy. Somebody tweeted out that again, going back to the Shams tweet from earlier this year. I didn't. Ryan 3 years, $12 million. What a job from John Horst to get him like this, to get him to lock him up and the way that he's playing. I want to continue to stay positive. Ask you guys, and I asked Chris about this yesterday on the last show. It's just us, but I want to get the entire group here and talk about it. Giannis is playing the best basketball you said Doc said Giannis playing the best basketball of his career. What is it and why? What has changed about this basketball team that's making Giannis look like he looks right now? Because again, you look at, it's every single night. Every single night, there are still 4 to 5 guys looking at him. Like it's not like teams like, oh, we're going to play him 1-on-1. So they're not doing that. They still have 4 guys on him, and instead of just score again, it's another night with 7 assists. I don't know How many assists is Giannis averaging so far through 4 games? I'd like to see that. I'll just go through the 4. He had 5, 7, 9, and 7 in the first 4 games. So he's probably somewhere between 7, 8 assists with what he's looking like. And again, is it because it's just shooters around that are spacing him? Like, is it because you look at Damian, and I know Ty was going to say it. That's how I was going to go. No, Lillard is the reason he was trying to share the spotlight. Is that truly what it is? Because again, Giannis looks like this is a different level from him. And again, but that is my only other question too. So I want to ask you about that. My second part of that is these Herculean efforts we're seeing from Giannis. He's not going to put up 37 every single night, I don't think. But what does this team look like when he's at a number that's closer to 30? What is it like when he's at 26, 27 points instead of 36, 37? The numbers that he's put up so far this season, he hasn't had a game under 31 so far. 31 Toronto, 37 Washington, 40 Cleveland, 37 tonight. And again, I think you talked about, John, you were talking about the number 2 scoring option, and it's KPJ, or is it? But like, I think the question is who's going to be the consistent option there. And I guess that's right. I don't know that KPJ can consistently give you 20 a night. Gary Trent Jr., who had 20, I think, coming out the bat night 1, tonight 11. Yeah, the other night didn't have a lot. Like, are we going to have a consistent second option moving forward? But again, I just want to say that's a 2-part question, because I did want to ask, like, what is the difference between what Giannis looks like today versus what he looked like last year too at some points in the season?
So to take the second answer to your question, I think Gary Trent Jr. and AJ Green, they've got to sometimes, and I hate to say this, but sometimes as good as shooters as they are prone to have nights where they're just a guy. They look like just a guy out there. That's just kind of one of those things. And now that's as of today. Maybe 20, 30 games in, that does change, and you see them start consistently giving you, somewhere between 14 and 16 points a night. Maybe that is the case. I still bet on KPJ being your consistent second scorer. I think that's probably the safest bet out of all of these guys as well. Now, consistent second scorer is at 21 points, Trey? Is that 22 points a night? Is that 18 points a night? Is that 17 points a night? I'm not sure. But I'm assuming that your consistent second option, consistent second scorer will be KPJ. And until proven otherwise, I'm going to go with that. I know Gary Trent can go off. I know AJ Green can go off. I know those guys can. But I don't think you can really trust one of those 2 guys to be your consistent second scorer. I think at this point, I don't see that. So yeah, my trust is still in KPJ, provided that he, gets past his injury and is available.
For those of you that missed the show versus the Cavs, basically what I was saying is, and I see some of the comments already saying it, like, he doesn't have to cater to anybody else, right? Like, he's not handcuffed by another on-ball dominant scorer. Right, this is his team. We've seen these kind of Giannis-led teams in the past, and even when he did have really big names like a Chris Middleton, like a Drew Holiday, those guys were still willing to buy in and concede to Giannis being the primary ball handler. And to me, I think he also has a lot of unselfish pieces around him that are willing to concede to Giannis. And he's been able to score with the ball in his hands, but also manufacture points off of misses, off of loose balls. And so, it's the effort that's there, but it's also the teammates that he has around him. Just no ego. Everybody being unselfish, playing unselfish basketball. And as you should when you have, my opinion, the best player in the world. So, yeah, and then to answer your second question, I think it's going to be, again, I talk about defending by committee. I think it's going to be, scoring by committee with the guards as well, because there's nights where we see AJ Green doesn't have it. He may make a couple big shots here and there. Gary Trent Jr. could go for big nights. KPJ Rollins go for big nights. Cole Anthony, we saw a big night from him already. Sure. And it can come by committee when you have a guy dropping 40 every night, right? So I think that's what we're probably going to be looking at for most of this year. And then you're also waiting on guys to also come along offensively as well, like a Miles Turner. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first part of the question is, you're looking at Giannis. I feel like, and Cam and Mace was tearing us to shreds, talking about the Nassus. Why is he on the floor? Why is he on the roster? Why is he here? All that stuff. And I think we kind of alluded to it last year with the Nassus was sitting in the first row of the crowd and how much better Giannis played. And I think Giannis has a sense of comfortability with him on the roster. I think these pieces fit the roster much better. And I think when you're looking at guys, they complement and they play off of Giannis, and they're okay doing that. Kind of like what you gentlemen talked about on the last show. I like Chris' approach as far as the score by committee. You never know who it could be on that bench or who would be in that starting lineup. But I want to look. So KPJ's numbers, and I'll throw out the Cleveland numbers. I'll throw out the Clippers and the Bucks numbers. His first year on the Rockets, he averaged 16.6 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. Next year, he went down to 15.6, 4.4, and 6.2. And then the last year, he was at 19.2 points a game. So I think that's your answer right there. KPJ with more playing time can get you 20 a game. And then these other guys will still do a great job of playing off of them. And like Chris just mentioned, when Giannis scores 26 or 27 a game, I think that's what Miles Turner's finished with 10, 11, 9, something like that tonight, 8. He's going to have 15 to 17 too. And we've seen Miles on the verge of almost being an all-star. And maybe some of that had to do with it being hosted in Indy, but he was almost an all-star when the game was in Indy with Tyrese. So I think there's a good chance that we could see that Miles play a little bit more. We get some more buckets out of him as well too.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought Cole had a rough outing. I didn't realize he had 9 assists tonight. And then again, he was 2 of 7 from the field. But Cole, that's
Did we lose Trey?
We lost him.
Are we frozen?
Lost Trey. No, but I mean, I think what he was getting at is just like Cole Anthony just has a lot of those quiet nights where he's, he may shoot the ball poorly, but we talked about the playmaking guys that Cole Anthony can bring to this Bucks squad as we wait on Trey to come back in the room and join us. I mean, I enjoy seeing a backup guard that can play make, that can get out there, defend, rebound, do all the little things that picks up for slack elsewhere. So do you guys have anything on Cole Anthony?
Refer to you, Justin, first.
Cole's just showing why he was a lottery pick at one point. And I think there's a lot of talent in that body that has been kind of just let in there or just stuck in there. They can't get out. And I mean, it's tough for that talent to get out when you got a Suggs starting in front of you, getting all the minutes, and then you got this guy coming and that guy coming, and all of a sudden Cole's the last guy out. And I think they traded him to Memphis last year, if I'm not mistaken. Tough to get on the floor there. And then now he's here where he has a legit role. And I think that's what you're seeing with a lot of these guys. Give them a legit role, and these guys will play. And, I know he kind of got it a lot last year, but Doc's doing a good job coaching these guys, getting them into their strong suit.
It's interesting you said that, Justin, because I agree. And when you talk about Doc, I think the difference between this team last year, notwithstanding the personnel changes and the guy that I just refuse to mention at this point. But the difference between last year and this year is, it seems to me like, again, we're only 4 games in, and 3 of these games have gone really well for this team. But it seems to me like the guys have bought into Doc. Like I feel like the guys in this locker room have bought into Doc. Like there's no question about that. Now, it's a very small sample size. You talk about Doc making people role players, tell them what their role is, and guys doing that. But it feels like guys have bought in. So Cole Anthony before, right? He can score. He can create his own shot, right? He had some turnover issues in some of his other stops as well. It was a bit inconsistent. This guy can play in the open court. I mean, Cole Anthony is a baller. There's no question about that. And we saw him step up, 2 games ago, when he had a really big night. And I would expect Cole Anthony to probably do that occasionally during the season as well, provided he gets adequate minutes.
I don't know where we're at. My Wi-Fi went down for a hot second there and came right back on. So yeah, no, y'all go ahead. Where were y'all at? I don't want to interrupt.
We just talked about Cole Anthony and how he had a quiet night, but still the playmaking with 9 assists.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. The question I was actually where I was gonna go was after I said that was I wanted to ask you guys about Miles Turner really quickly before, like I said, before we start to wrap this thing. And I saw in the chat in the comments where it likes people were saying, I think Todd at least said that he thought Miles would be okay, and I think there's questions about really from an offensive standpoint, because there's no question if Miles Turner has been an A+, which I would give him defensively, dare I say he's teetering on D- offensively. Like I'm not. I think Miles is doing a terrific job. I think you have to assimilate. You have to figure out how this thing is going to work. The difference between him and a guy like Damian Lillard is, even though the offense isn't working, he's not dominating the basketball. So he's kind of staying out of the way. But again, he also can space the floor. But he's also not Brook Lopez, where I think somebody talked about Brook Lopez. He's not standing at half court to take his threes. I think a lot of them have been in rhythm. He's hit a couple, but he's going to have to shoot a little bit better. What is it off? Because I think, again, we know he can pick and pop. And I think, again, some of that's just you got to hit some of those shots. Like, especially the ones free throw line extended, I know he can hit those. Like, he's missed them. What can he provide this team? Like, is it as simple as make or miss league, Miles will be okay? Or do you think there's something else where the Bucks need to, where Doc Rivers may need to get him more involved in the game plan to get him going and get him scoring? What is it? Because I do think, again, this team to be on all optimal levels, Miles Turner has got to have more of an offensive impact than he's had so far. Again, for the record, I think he will get there. My question is how, and do the Bucks need to do anything to do it, or is this just let's just wait, give him time, he'll hit shots? Take your time.
I think you just wait. I think you just wait and give him shots, man. His shots look good. I mean, we went through this stuff with AJ Green last year where he wasn't making shots for a period of time. But I mean, I think we always talked about last year, if you can't impact the game offensively, can you find other ways? And I think he's done a great job, like you mentioned, of doing that. But he's also impacting the game offensively because he's making the right passes. He's getting offensive rebounds. He's getting us extra looks that guys like Gary Trent Jr. are knocking down. So I'm tremendously pleased with Miles so far. And I think when he brings his offensive game with it, it's going to be even better of a team that we have. And it's going to be better of a player that he'll be. I mean, that's probably Captain Obvious right there. But I'm just excited, man. I can't wait for Miles to knock down a couple shots.
Do you want to stop? There's a super chat in from our guy NYC Randy, back in with the super chat. We out here at Onyx. NYC Randy says, happy we no longer have to watch Dame force step back and test the threes because he couldn't bowl by a soul, wasting 14 seconds to bring the ball up the court. NYC, some people say, some comments there. And listen, you're not wrong. Again, I think it's so funny because I think night one, I was complaining about Ryan Rollins because it seemed like Ryan Rollins could only just get the ball off the floor. And the last 3 games, Ryan Rollins has looked like an actual guard who's gotten shiftier, get to the basket, and do all those different things. And Ryan Rollins, it's crazy to say, he right now, since last time I saw Dame, he looks like he's twitchier, looks like he's quicker, looks like he can just move a little bit faster. And again, I get it. He hadn't really faced big time double teams, but I think that's the other thing about this team. Sorry, I'm just drifting into NYC's comment, but I think that's the thing about this team that is so much different. This team reminds me of, I believe it was 2017, maybe the first year. It reminds me in a different way the first year of Jason Kidd. And what I mean by that is not in the same way, because again, we didn't have Giannis wasn't necessarily a superstar yet, but it reminds me of that in the way that they play, how hard they play, how hard they hustle, and how hard they pay attention to detail and kind of play within a system. And that team was scrappy. That team, and I think that the issue was offense hadn't figured out how to really score on them. And they were surprised by what the Bucks did. And when you have a team now that is led, I mean, obviously you have Giannis, but outside of that is led by the KPJs, led by the Cole Anthonys, led by a defensive player, Miles Turner, but relatively unknown group of players playing together. And you're like, what is this team? The pundits like, who the hell are they? They're not about to do anything. you realize, I need to scout for Ryan Rollins because, and again, I'm telling you, it's gonna be 30 or 40 games before teams figure out what Ryan Rollins is all about, like really what he's about and how his game has grown. It's gonna be 30, 40 games where people go, oh, Kuzma plays within a system. Oh shit. We got to actually, because we can't just depend on him to turn the ball. It's going to be 30, 40 games before teams realize, oh, we can't just run right at the Bucks anymore because they got Brook Lopez down there. Oh, not only Ryan Rollins, I was Ryan Rollins defense. Oh, we can't just, the Bucks they don't play no defense. We just run right by Dame or Malik Beasley or whoever and just roll right by. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to take 40 or 50 games before teams really understand what the Bucks are doing. And they've got to take advantage of this. And I think the Knicks got caught by surprise. I think Cleveland got caught by surprise. And Cleveland got very fortunate. They got past. I really think this is going to be, we're going to take a number of teams by surprise just because of how we play. And again, NYC, it's a great point. It's just not an old, slow team anymore. So what the Milwaukee Bucks have done is transform their basketball team. And if you're not careful and paying attention to the scouting report and to what the Bucks are and knowing who they are, you are going to come into an arena every single night and not understand your opponent. And it's very hard to do it in the first 4 games because I think everybody came into the season like, what the hell are they? And you're going to find out very quickly, this is a very different team. Like, this team is transformed overnight what they are. And again, it just reminds me of how the Bucks looked first year under Jason Kidd, where you came into the arena against the Bucks thinking it was going to be the same old sorry-ass Bucks. And it's, they are doubling everywhere. Oh, they are trapping everywhere. What the hell? Why are they playing us this hard? And again, it's just a difference. But sorry, I got off tangent. I was talking about Miles Turner. But appreciate the comment, NYC.
No, you're good. I 100% agree with you. And I would say the thing about Miles Turner, though, what I will say is that it's not looked good offensively, just being blunt here. It has not. It's in fact is downright looking shaky offensively. But we're only 4 games in, so the sky's not falling. He'll have to figure this thing out. Having said that, the numbers are also reflecting that too. Last year, again, it's a 4-game sample size, but last year he averaged 48% from the field. This year he's at 34%. Last year he was at 40% from the 3-point line. This year he's shooting 25% from the 3-point, 24% from the 3-point line. So the numbers are certainly there. They're reflecting the same thing that we're talking about now. Now, this is a guy who averaged 15, 17, and 18 over the last 3 seasons. So, he clearly can score. He has the ability to do so. And he did it on a team with a bunch of role players. That's pretty much what the Pacers were, a bunch of role players. Again, an average band with a lead singer that can hit that note every once in a while and give you a classic. But that's kind of what Indiana is. So I think he can do that. We just got to figure out, do we need to scheme? Do we need to put him in position to get the garbage? What is it that's going to get Miles Turner going? And at what point does Doc need to say, okay, here's the game we're going to try to get Miles Turner. Here's the game we're going to try to unlock this. Because, again, he's still learning his fit with this team, too. His team is not like that Pacers team at all. So, again, sky's not falling, but the numbers do show a significant drop-off in Miles Turner's production, just like what we're seeing when we watch this night in and night out through 4 games.
It would be interesting to also kind of take a look back to the finals where he was essentially played off the floor by OKC and kind of see, how they defended him in that series to make it so that he really wasn't useful offensively. So I think from what I see, I don't like when he has the ball in his hands driving to the hoop, because a lot of times it's jammed up in the paint and he gets affected by that. I would like to see, and they've already done some of this, just a lot of pick and rolls with Miles Turner, setting him up for, actually cutting to the basket. And then, I saw a chat that also said getting that mid-range involved would be good for him. But a lot of it is, the shots have to go down, but we've got to be able to put him in a better position to succeed.
He had a great cut today when Giannis fouled him and Mikal Bridges was crying about he fouled him early and stuff like that. So I think more of that. When you look at Brook's last 2 games against the Knicks last 3 games, he had 5, 7, and 5, or 5, 7, 5, and 7, something like that. And what did Miles have tonight? 9?
No, he had 5.
Oh, Miles had 5? Okay. His 5 is a whole lot louder than that 5 that Brook had, though. And the reason why I say that, it's like what Trey, you were talking about earlier, as far as you don't have a guard at the top of the defense that you can just run right by. And you don't have a guy who's 30, 40 feet outside of the basket. Well, yeah, that gives Giannis running lanes. But the other thing that I saw from Miles tonight was that he got offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds, the ones that Giannis couldn't get to. And he's just not a – man, Brook was great for what he did for us, but I think we could all agree that he was long in the tooth. And I just wanted to – saw that stuff in the chat about not giving Doc any credit. Do we remember where we were last year after the first 4 or 5 games? We wanted Doc out of town. So I think you got to give Doc a little bit of credit. What we start 0-4 last year?
We started cutting. No, we couldn't start 0-4. I don't know. I know we didn't start 0-4.
I think it was 3 straight losses.
3 straight. So
it was 1-3.
But
or
then
1-4.
It spiraled to like 2-9. You know,
they were
like
2-9 to start the season.
I think, or like 2-7, 2-8, something like that.
Man,
it was bad, and that's why I just think you got to give Doc some credit. I understand that a lot of the guys that are a little bit longer in the tooth are gone off of his team, but even look at the way that Doc is using Amir Coffey at the right times. Like, guys are playing in their role and they're shining in their role. And we had Bucks Twitter, we had the chat. I don't think I've seen any negative chats about Kuzma in the chat at all. So for that alone, I give Doc credit and his coaching staff.
I will say, to your point about Amir Coffey, he looks serviceable. He looks serviceable. Looks like a guy who and again, you play him in the right situations, in the right moments. That's what I like to see. Mark Gomes says start off 2-8. And then Io says Miles moves better. He does. There's no question about that. Todd says goes, and I'm watching it too, Todd. He says Golden State's taking it to the Clippers second night of a back-to-back, our next opponent. And the Clippers look, I'm just, like I said, barely, glancing at it as we're talking here. Clippers look like what we were talking about the Bucks. This old and slow. You got Chris Paul and Brook Lopez out there at the same damn time. Come on now. Sure. Hey, Golden State out there running fast, running right by them boys, boy. They are stuck in cement. Golly.
Flacco and Rodgers going at it.
Exactly.
The Unk Bowl. Icy hot bowl.
Absolutely. Mark Gomes says, y'all been overacting with me. Coffey's a great two-way 8th, 9th man. Listen, he might be. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't watch a lot of Amir Coffey basketball. So he might listen, I will tell you, you're right, Mark. I've been pleasantly surprised by the way Amir Coffey plays. He seems like a guy who, if there may be times where you don't need him to play at all, and there may be some games where, 8, 9, I need 10, 12 minutes from Amir Coffey to come in. Listen, if he can hit a shot, I think he can stay in front of guys. I think he's a good. How tall is Amir Coffey? What's he? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Amir Coffey is 6'7". So you got a guy who get those wings. And he looks like, again, I'll tell you, I do like it. I do like what he's brought. Ty says he's been following Amir for years. Dude can ball. I'm not gonna say he can ball. Ball's a little. He can ball is saying a little more, but yeah, he can be out there on the floor. And I like it. There we go. A lot of 6'7s in the chat, just like we in middle school in here.
Oh my God.
You know it's great, man. You know it's great. I got second grade. They say it in second grade. I'm like, I'm like, what? I can't believe it. But anyway, all right. Let's keep
crazy. I saw 8th grader hit me with it the other day. It's 6'7". I was like, yo, what?
I know.
Hey, we missed one of Mark's chats, so you got his last two. I think we missed this.
I probably did. What I miss?
He said, y'all should never, in all caps, say a bad thing. You believe it all?
No, I saw him talk. I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole about Giannis and leaving. We've done that a few times. I wasn't gonna go down there. But yeah, he basically said, yeah, Giannis, you should never have a bad comment about Giannis. He gives 100%. Again, to that I say, and I'll be real quick. Listen, I don't disagree. My thing is it depends on how it happens. But again, yeah, here's why I don't want to get into it tonight, because Milwaukee Bucks are 3-1. Giannis is talking about this is my city. The last thing I want to talk about is what are you going to feel like if Giannis leaves? Like there are times for that discussion. I just don't think it's now. I'll leave it to you guys if you guys want to say anything about it. I know how I feel. I think the Bucks. I think just like you say that Giannis has done 100% of everything, and I don't disagree. I think he has done everything. On the flip side, I think the Bucks have done everything as well. So I think they've held up to their end of the bargain on giving him what he's asked for. That's how I feel about it. And like I said, I'll leave it alone. I just don't really want to like go into a 20, 30-minute conversation about what if Giannis leaves when the Bucks are 3-1 and just beat, as Todd mentioned, one of the top teams out east.
No, I would agree with that. Like I said, I echoing your sentiments. I won't really touch on that too much too. But what I will say is, yes, I think the Bucks have done everything they could to accommodate him. And if you want to knock anything the Bucks have done, you could maybe knock some of the coaching carousel that they had going on 2 years ago, and the lack of success with first-round draft picks. I think that's probably a fair knock too. Is whoever the college scouting person is, it's probably about that time. But yeah, I think other than that, I don't want to get into it because again, like you said, 3-1. We look good. He looks happy. This team looks happy, and we'll table it for now. We'll table those talks for now. But something crazy comes out, he says something, whatever. Then of course we got to call it how we see it. So it is what it is.
I'll leave it to Bleacher Report to make up the trade scenarios like they do every morning.
I saw the Bleacher Report. What if the Bucks are 3-1 and we got what if Giannis on the Warriors? Yeah, what if Giannis and Wemby team up? Yeah, bring
Giannis on the Hawks was this morning.
Yeah, bring Wemby here. And I was like, wow, Giannis looking at this. Why the hell he want to go to the Hawks? Trae Young's not a winning player. Bring Wemby can come here if you want to team up with Giannis. We'll make that happen. And then again, why in the hell would Giannis want to go to the Knicks when we whipping their ass too? Come on, man. Be real.
And if you think about it, here's the thing. Like, if you think about it, if he goes to the Knicks, what are the Knicks going to have left? Because like Trey said, we taking everything. We're taking any and everything these teams have. What are the Knicks going to have left to make that worthwhile and to make that team get out of the second round? I mean, it's just something to think about. Like
what I seen tonight, I don't want none of that. They can keep them OG Abenoblies and them Mikal Bridges. They can have all that. I don't want none of that.
No, and in San Antonio, come on, man. Ain't nobody trying to go to San Antonio. Let's just keep this thing a buck here. Nobody trying. That's a place where you got to draft well. You got to draft well. You're not getting nobody else if you don't.
We'll get the great value, Dennis Rodman.
Let's see. Todd says Knicks don't have a single guy I'd even want. Right. Will says, I know you made it when you got ads in the middle of the live. Proud of you guys. Yeah, we got to pay them bills, dog. We got to pay them bills, Will. And then Todd says, who will give the Bucks problems? Charlotte. LaMelo always cooks us. Yeah, and again, LaMelo's a good player. I don't think he's a winning player either. I do like what Charles Lee has going on in Charlotte. And LaMelo, absolutely, he is a problem. Listen, ain't just us. LaMelo had 38, 13, and 13 the other night. He cooking everybody. So again, LaMelo is a problem for the entire league. All right, let's move it into as we get to the end of this show. Let's go to the Twitter, see what they're talking about over there. Interesting, got one from at Wisconsin HFC, Gus Polinsky. He says he was at the game tonight, just got back to Sheboygan. He says, great W. Just a note on the attendance. I've got season tickets. The Bucks have a serious problem because they've overpriced the product, and we've got a fair weather fan base. I can't give my tickets away for Thursday. It's that bad. And that's what I was talking about, Gus. And again, this is going to be a topic, I think, throughout the season, if it continues like it looked like tonight. Listen, I saw what the ticket prices were going for. That I guess that's my thing. I get it. The Bucks, yes, and I 100% agree. The Milwaukee Bucks did outprice Milwaukee. Going into 2021, especially after they won a championship, they 100% went way overboard with the pricing. But you can get single game tickets now you can literally get, they're not very expensive to get season. Like there was a point where, yes, I would agree. But now the tickets, like you say, Gus, you can't give away your tickets. that piece I don't understand. Like, tickets are not expensive anymore to go to a Bucks game if you're buying them single game. Yeah, if you're trying to do season tickets, yes, yeah. Sorry, Peter Fagan, you hit the cash cow, and now you over your skis now. I don't know, you know what you know about this economy? They laying off everywhere, dog. So you have to figure this thing out. But right now the tickets are not very high, and I guess that's my problem with what we saw tonight, because it's one thing when the tickets are high, and I'm like, I can't blame you for not going to the game overpriced. But right now, I thought they're a little low, so I was just surprised about that. At Sunk345 says, with one more legit wing, Bucks defense can look like it did in 2019 again. Opposing teams legit feared playing them. He also says, also feels good to beat the Knicks because of all the trade rumors of Giannis and the fact the Knicks are a good team and a legit contender. NYC Randy says, I know it always takes an entire team effort to win games, but this is simple for me. 34 is easily the best in the world. I love Ryan Rollins, but shout out Kuz, elite defense. Shaq B94 says, Ryan Rollins, Cole Anthony, don't you forget about KPJ, then GTJ, AJG. Yeah, this is the best guard wing depth Giannis has ever played with. Even Coffee looks solid, and Torian Prince can't miss. Giannis, Mouse, Kuz allows us to get away with 3-guard lineups because of how solid the front court D is. So basically, you got Shaq B94 shouting out the entire team. Light Seraph says the Bucks are for real. And we'll do 2 more here. At DTP Virgo says, please, Doc, no more all-bench lineups in close games. Got to find a way to stagger Giannis and turn in those moments. Trey Day 608 says, all the Knicks trade talk and kick rocks. Also, Maria Taylor is a baddie. And then the last one here at K8 Forever 24 says, Bucks didn't win these games last year. Goes to show you youth and energy go a long way. Rollins is very impressive, and if he can do that, it'll do wonders for this team. Anything there on the comments, and we can and we'll get to game ball and get us out of here.
I thought that that tweeter that brought up the thing as far as the staggering the Miles lineups, that might be another thing to help him get off the schneid a little bit too, getting some minutes without Giannis on the floor where he can be the sole focus, maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree. Derek Clay says $70 for 2 of the home opener lower bowl. Exactly, $70 for 2 at the home opener lower bowl. You can't beat that. And Todd says, I was a season ticket holder for years. Bucks undercut you by selling the seats next to you for half the price that you paid as a season ticket holder, and they give them a food and beverage credit as well. Todd also says he thinks Maria Taylor could dunk. Amazon woman, y'all wilding right now.
If I go back to JT's dating advice again.
All right, man. Y'all are killing me. Okay. No, biggest Jackson's holiday season coming. Trump in the snap. Don't forget we're regular. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying their tickets, even upper bowl, it's like 25. It was like $25 to get in tonight. All right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at. Again, I understand times are hard. Nobody is doubting or disputing that. And I know you guys paid a pretty penny throughout the years to go to these games. But again, we got to show up for the Bucks. Somebody's out doing something tonight. That's all I'm saying. And so you might as well do it with the Milwaukee Bucks. Go ahead.
Bucks problem though, because when you're looking at that Hornets game on November 12th, those tickets are like $40 in the lower bowl right now.
Where?
Right by the Bucks tunnel
in Charlotte.
In Charlotte, yeah.
Oh, it's about time. Charlotte be gouging too, so bet I'll be in the building then. Charlotte be price gouging, man. I don't understand why they tickets been so high. And Tom Hanks says you can buy the monthly pass for about $50. Hey man, it's crazy. It's going on everywhere. Because I'm in Charlotte. I refuse. I'm not doing PSLs. I would have got season tickets to the Panthers, but I refuse to buy PSLs for the price there. It's principle. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Y'all ain't even good enough for all that. By the way, man, we'll talk about this look around. I talk about look around about owners. I'm sick of this lady with the Colts, JT. I'm sick of her ass with these damn headphones. I'm sick of this damn lady with these headphones on, thinking she doing anything with the damn team. I'm sick of it. I get out. Take your ass back up to the booth.
You're wrong. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. She inherited this team. She had a C-suite position while Jim Irsay was still alive. She inherited this team. Carly Irsay said, I'm running the show. I need to know what the hell is going on. I need to know what the hell's going on. And you know what? And what's it look like, Trey? What's it look like?
Let me take notes down on the field.
What's it look like, Trey?
I have a headset on.
What's it look like, Trey?
Oh,
Tell me what it looked like.
Is that 32? Is that 32
What's
guys?
it look like though? What's it look like?
JT, she's been doing the crazy thing. She's been doing it for a while. So now all of a sudden she owns the team because Pop.
Now she's the head honcho.
Now Pop's OD. Now Pop's OD.
You're listening to the music a little bit closer, aren't you? Not when you just an assistant in the thing and you just.
I can't wait. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because I have.
That's an A.
JT, I have nothing. I have nothing against the Colts. I swear, I don't like the Pacers. I have nothing. I swear, I have nothing against the Colts. But I'm sick of this lady. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I don't like her ass on these damn sidelines. I don't like people giving credit. Listen, Will, it's not about. I respect 7-1, but hold on. No, I respect the players. I respect the players. I'm not respecting some lady on the sideline with headphones. I respect Daniel Jones for Jonathan Taylor for doing what they doing out there, and that team resurrecting themselves and balling. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about no damn lady throwing some headphones on.
Right. But you know what though? She has not crossed the line because you know what she's not doing on the headset. She ain't talking. And quite honestly, Trey, I think a lot of owners could probably learn something. Okay, because
when Jerry Jones down there is a problem.
Owners that are less informed and less involved.
I can't wait till they start losing. Please do this when they start losing. Please do this when they losing. Please keep that energy when they lose. That's all I want to say. Tell me about your boy David Tepper. When they're losing, and we shit on David Tepper.
How's that working out?
But I'm just telling you,
when they're time and money, huh?
When they're losing,
right? He has the city for $1 billion for some stadium upgrades.
Keep that energy when they're losing. That's all. Keep the energy when they're losing. That's all.
I don't have a problem with losing. Here's the deal: the coach and that GM had been in battle for years. Carly knows at the end of this year she had to make a decision. So you know what? I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna be listening to what y'all talking about because she talked about it, and you saw that press conference. She's like, "It's very easy for a coach to throw a player on the bus. Oh, he ran the right. Hey, I'm hearing what's going on. Hey, this thing makes sense. Hold on, let me ask this question here. I would rather you as
real sweet now.
Get yourself informed and learn whatever it is that you can learn to try to figure this out. So you can go in there and speak intelligently instead of going in there and just making rash decisions and you don't even know what's going on.
Okay.
I love to see it.
Hey, Justin, are you a Packers owner?
I was about to say, I want some headphones.
Give him headphones.
I need them.
Damn call. So they can know what's going on.
Can you ask for me? I need to be listening to him. What's up? Y'all gonna give me the call? What's going on?
I need half my ticket back from Pittsburgh too. Give me some headphones.
Hey, Clark Hunt's a pretty good owner too, huh? He need headphones too. Oh, you can do it without headphones. Okay, I just want to know you can do it without headphones.
Look, he could be in the booth. I have no idea. I bet somebody in that room got access to the line. I bet somebody in that room got access to the line.
And if you want to do that in the booth, that's fine. Get off the damn field, lady. That's
all. I'm fine with Carly being down there in the mix. I'm okay because she's not in the way. She's
in my way. There's too many stories about it. I should know about this.
Every single boss in the world. Okay, look, what boss have you had that don't know what you're doing on a day-to-day basis?
All right. It's all right. Listen, JT. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I'm just gonna wait because I know it's gonna come. And it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next year. They're gonna start losing. And I'll be back to talk about her ass on the damn sideline. That's all I know. Keep that in.
JT, I answer you.
Like any team would be every team.
Right. I should take her ass back in that damn booth.
I don't know what that means.
Get your ass back in that booth is what it means. I don't want to see on the damn sideline. I don't want to see on the damn sideline. I don't get her clothes. Well, those are terrible too. But it didn't sequin damn Jack. Get your ass off the sideline. That's all.
I got a problem with it, Trey. I mean, I feel like she offends you.
Listen, she does. I don't like when Arthur Blank walk his ass down the sideline, but at least he got a decency to wait till he think the game over before he walked down with 4 minutes left to play. At least he has decency to wait until and try not to make it about him. I don't like Jerry Jones talking all day, but at least Jerry Jones.
About the decency Jerry Jones has got.
Tell me about the Jerry Jones talk after the damn game. Jesus Christ.
Tell me about this decency Jerry Jones, who people are arguing
Like I
is still
said,
the worst owner, one of the worst owners in sports,
and-
because he can't hire a damn GM, and he's been wrapped up in his own nepotism for so long. Jerry and Stephen Jones will get out there and stink it up. When Jerry Jones, you talking about Jerry Jones who said Michael Parsons? Who the hell is Michael Parsons?
And his old ass got the sense enough. He's an idiot and got the sense enough to know I don't need to be wearing no damn headphones on the sideline. That's how crazy that is. But anyway,
he's probably making calls. Stop it.
But I digress. He's in the booth like he's supposed to be.
First off, he's too damn old to be listening to the headphones, and they would probably be on.
Now you old. See,
old ass dudes don't wear them. They can't figure out this technology. I don't like this. I don't know about that. Right? What they say when something new come up? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hey, JT, but shout out to Indiana Jones, man. Y'all playing good football out there, man.
They are. That's what I want to talk about. Indiana Jones. I don't want to talk about this lady. Great, good job. And listen, I appreciate the Colts. Let's stay focused on what to be focused on. That's all. All right, but I missed. Okay, game balls. Game balls. Where y'all going? Game balls. And I promise we'll be out here real quick. Game balls. Who you going?
Carly Ursay Gordon.
Hell no.
I'll go first. Oh man. I'm gonna go to double R itself. Ryan Rollins. AKA he's gonna get the roles to go with those initials. AKA only thing he steals now are New York Knicks passes.
Ooh. Okay.
AKA keep flopping, Jalen. We'll carry the W's. AKA your cat ass.
What? What's that drink? What you mean?
All right. Cat ass.
Oh, okay. Is that smart water? Or
That's a little tonic. All right.
Got a little something from the gas station. Look like put something on it, brother. Got the brown bag in the
I just hate Cat, man. I hate him so much. I'm sorry. He drives me crazy, man. Him and Caleb Williams.
All right. We got one. So we got one for Ryan Rollins. Who's next? Game ball.
I'm gonna double up, right? Because we could easily give this thing to Giannis. We certainly could. But I'm gonna give it to Ryan Rollins. I'm gonna give it to Ryan Rollins. Tonight. I mean, again, for those of y'all who are just tuning in, 8 for 11 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. 25 points tonight, 12 in the second. I believe it was 13 in the first. Ryan Rollins balled out tonight, showed up, definitely stepped up and showed why he should be the lead dog with the second unit. And, I just love, I think the way he's playing, the way Cole Anthony's playing, they make our team a lot better. And somebody said it in the chat before, this is guard depth that we have not had. And look, if KPJ has to miss an extended period of time, we feel very, very confident about our production from the point guard position with Ryan Rollins and Cole Anthony playing the way that they're playing. So, salute to the Ryan Rollins for taking advantage of this. Ryan Rollins, you get my game ball. Ryan Rollins, a.k.a. Swiper No Swiper. Swipe left, swipe right. I'm swiping something. A.k.a. Team Light Skin back in the building. A.k.a. you can bust my lip and it don't matter. I'm still scrapping. Because he cut
that's my lip is
okay.
All right.
AKA taking advantage of my moment. AKA I'm gonna make y'all proud. AKA I'm gonna make y'all proud for believing in me. I'm gonna make the franchise proud. Right, it's scrapping. Go ahead.
All right.
Over to you, sir.
I'm going to triple down with Ryan Rollins here because I think he was just super efficient, being able to knock down threes at a high clip, 4-4, 100%. That works for me. His shot's looking smooth, by the way. It is. And then I'll say, defense was good and everything in between. So Ryan Rollins, a.k.a. we at Costco now with the membership card. AKA, you can bust on my lip, but don't bust.
Hey, yo!
AKA,
but I'll still bust your ass. There you go.
Oh man! All right, it is past midnight on the East Coast.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, I'll let you guys have a threesome with Ryan Rollins. I'm gonna take Giannis, 37, 8, and 7 tonight. 1 steal, 2 blocks, 16 to 22, 72% from the field. 4 turnovers plus 18. You know I'm going with Giannis, aka give me the MVP, aka this is my effing city, aka and I love it, aka hey.
AKA, my family in here. I'm trying to see the city. AKA, we outside.
I was waiting on JT to do that.
Where we at? I'm just saying.
I was waiting on JT to do that. All right, let's look around real quick at the NBA.
You see Tish's game ball in the chat?
I did not. I've not looked at the chat in a second.
She gave one to Kuzma.
You know, if somebody else had gone another direction with it, y'all, like I said, just went all with So I felt like it had to go Giannis, but if somebody else had gone Giannis, I would have. That's where I would have went Kuzma. I definitely agree with that assessment. Kuzma could have gotten easily a game ball there for his actions. So that's a good one, Tish. I still can't see the chat for a second. I don't know what's happening, but go ahead.
Zora deserved a game ball for all the threes she knocked down.
Zora knocked down some threes. She did.
AKA, I gotta get me canceled, so we'll move on.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Tish, aka Pick Your Pocket, Rollins. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Bucks win 121-111. At the half, Clippers came back at the half, 49-46 over the Warriors. Went to overtime. The 76ers are 4-0. They beat the Wizards. Chris Middleton had a chance to win that game in regulation. Missed the shot. He did have 13 and 10 tonight. 11 shots. Let's see what AJ Johnson did. DNP coach's decision. Heat beat the Hornets 144-117 tonight. The Thunder.
So times he didn't play.
Correct.
How many games he played this year?
I don't know.
He played the last couple minutes of the Bucks game.
He got in against us.
So they're low managing AJ. Hey man, gonna have a big second half of the season. They're gonna run them 35 a night.
Yeah, maybe once they down, once they in the lottery again. 107-101. OKC continues winning. Shea with just a mild consistency, 31-9-4. How about Russell Westbrook? A lot of Russ hate. Sacramento starting tonight. 16-9-4. That's not a bad night for Russell Westbrook. I don't know.
He's way up the West Coast now.
Yeah. Oh man, he had 16. He did take 16 shots. So he did have 16 points. He did take 16 shots to get them. Okay, that was it for tonight. I don't have anything else. I'll let you guys take it away with anything you want to talk about. Look around wise. Packers did get a big win on Sunday night. I know you enjoyed that game, Justin. But yeah, I don't have anything else. Like I said, I'll just leave it at hey, owners, stay off the damn sidelines. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna stay off the damn sidelines. It's cute when you're 7-1, but there'll be a time. That's all. I ain't saying that.
But she was doing it before when they was in the doldrums before.
Right. And it's so funny that nobody was talking about it.
In the lottery over the last how many times you seen this indie team pick in the top 15 picks over the last 5 years?
I wonder where her headphones was at when they was picking Anthony Richardson's sorry ass.
You know what?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
So just so you
she wasn't in the headphones. She wasn't in the headphones for that.
The whole article came out about how Jim Irsay forced that pick, and then Jim Irsay turned around and forced that man to play, and Jim Irsay forced the coaching staff to play him after his first preseason game, and after they all said he's going to take some time and patience, and he needs to sit, and they completely abandoned that strategy because of that. And I'm not saying that it was because Jim Irsay was look, he had documented issues with, I think it was prescription drug addiction and prescription drugs there too. I'm not saying it was because of that, but they did come out and say that he had, in the article, they had said that Jim had relapsed, and there were some decisions made that Jim was solely responsible for. So, Listen, man, that was a Jim Irsay move. That don't blame Carly. That's not on Carly. And you can already see the difference in how this franchise is being done.
I already see the difference.
You can already see the difference.
Well, you let people win some games, and all of a sudden it's all this stuff in the
They're gonna
world.
win 12 games this year.
Yeah, that's just like I couldn't believe it again. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Nick Mango. I can't stand people. Oh, it won the game for Nick. No, you didn't. They didn't know he was dead before the damn game started. And people thought they won the game for Nick Mango. They had no clue. So process results. She ain't got nothing to do with the results. I saw
but she
the Jets won last week on their own. Nothing to do with Nick Mango. They didn't even know.
Here's the issue, though. The issue, though, is wait a minute. You're talking about process and results, right? Yes. Process drives outcome. But
so when did Jim Irsay die? When did he die?
This offseason, didn't he?
May. So she turned the damn team around in 4 months. She done turned the whole team around. Okay, all right.
But it's absolutely absurd.
That's what she did. You can tell the difference. She turned the whole team around.
Absolutely absurd to say that she's the reason for the turnaround. Nobody.
I know it's absurd. People are saying it. People are saying it.
Nobody said that.
People are saying it.
Now, listen.
People are saying it.
Now, what she could do is turn around the culture of that franchise. She certainly could turn around. She certainly could run things different on a day-to-day basis. She 100% can. How you manage the top and how you manage Chris Ballard, the GM, and how you manage Shane Steichen as a coach, she 100% can change that. Yes, absolutely. She can also change the culture in that building. Like, yes, that can change in a matter of absolutely. Now, sustainability may take much longer, but you can 100% change the culture in that building in 6 months. Why can't you? Why can't you? No, listen, if you're looking for a reason to hate,
I don't have nothing. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
And look,
I'm gonna let it go.
Here's the reality, though. You have that same offensive line. You have that same coach. You have the same wide receiver. You got Wisconsin's own Jonathan Taylor. You brought in a new quarterback in Indiana Jones, who had been cast away in New York. And yes, he had one big year in New York. He got that big contract stump. Spent time with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota and talked about how he learned all this pre-snap work. Now he steps in the Indianapolis Colts team and balls absolutely.
That's fine to talk about.
Their defense got a lot better.
Three man well say is confused. JT and the rest of the Colts and some people across the nation have this idea that because the owner.
No, JT does not have that idea. He's playing right now. The Jordan magic dust on this team. It was a losing team. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't have a problem with her on the sideline. I don't have a problem with her on the sideline listening and taking notes.
Okay.
I have no problem at all with that.
Just know when they inevitably lose in the playoffs, I'm going to blame her. And
that's fine. You can't.
And I will.
You can't say it.
Be prepared.
On the sideline.
We'll talk in January. We'll talk in January.
That's fine.
All right. Anything else you want to get at?
World Series Blue Jay.
Oh, I am. I am hating on that. I am. I will take
year of our Lord in 2025. Trey said he don't belong on the sideline. That's pretty much.
I'm hating.
That's what he said. That's what you said. That's what Trey said. Women don't belong on the sideline.
I never said women don't belong on the sideline. I didn't say women don't belong on the sideline. I said they don't belong with headsets on the sideline, doing nothing and getting praised for it. That's what I said. Put him on the sideline. They be kicking their boots up all the time. I see them on the sideline all the time, kicking the boots up.
It's a thing, though. You know that every team has women on the sideline, and a lot of them do have headsets.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. And doing what?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the internship program. Some are coaches actually. I think the assistant running backs coach for the Bears.
Great. She has more of a duty involved in the game plan.
I don't have a problem.
Sure, there are. I never said nothing about her being a woman. I would have said this about anybody.
And listen. And you know what, Trey? You could probably look up how many NFL owners are on a headset because I guarantee you there's more.
I don't have a problem with it being on a headset. I don't like it on the sideline. Every time
why she got to be up in the booth?
That's where you belong.
I'm spending $300 million on this franchise. It's been a dumpster fire for the last 5 years.
Why don't she dress up like the player suits, put a helmet on, put a jersey on, and do that and act like it's a whole charade show?
That's just silly.
Oh, it is silly that she's cosplaying as a coach. It is silly. It is very silly. The whole thing's silly. I agree.
The helmet with the jersey on is crazy.
Anybody else?
World Series, Blue Jays 6,
Nonsense.
Dodgers 2. Series tied up at 2-2. I did want to get to a question I heard. Man, I can't even breathe right now. Y'all silly. That Sparky and Charlie Utzon on the radio in Milwaukee were talking about today. They brought up a thing where Reggie Miller, Shaquille O'Neal, and I think it might have been Barkley. It's a podcast that they're on, and they were talking about your Mount Rushmore of power forwards. And Giannis' name was mentioned. Reggie Miller laughed at it and basically dismissed it and shoot it away like it shouldn't even be thought of for Giannis to be on the Mount Rushmore of power forwards. Shaquille O'Neal said that if he keeps going in this direction, it's too soon right now, but when his career's finished, he'd possibly be willing to add him. And then one other detractor that Reggie put out there was had Giannis had won another title, then he would definitely go up there.
Who was on the Mount Rushmore?
I think the obvious would probably be Duncan. I don't know if they really Duncan would be there. There's some speculation about Kevin Durant. You got Karl Malone that should be in the conversation.
Giannis will be over Karl. If you talk about championships, yeah.
Well, they kind of moved the goalposts per person, right?
Yeah, to me, Giannis is above Karl Malone to me.
What about Garnett?
Easily is above Garnett. Easily is above Garnett. Garnett never won a ring as the number one.
What about Barkley?
So these arguments are
Barkley never won a ring. So yeah, once you get to top play, that's when the ring conversations start coming in. Once you start splitting hairs, and yeah, it's the reason Marino will never be those guys that won championships. It's the reason that when you put Giannis up there, Garnett wasn't number one. So to me, the other guy that has that can lay the stake is Tim Duncan, and then you have to me Dirk. And I think the question is, do you put Dirk's ring over Giannis? Outside of that, I don't know.
Dirk was in there. Sorry, JT, I'll let you go. But Reggie Miller also brought up Kevin McHale.
Yeah, come on, man. Be serious.
So look, I think there's some universal truths here. I think Tim Duncan. Yes, I don't think we're going to argue. I'm not.
No argument, Tim Duncan.
Because the proof is just there, and it's the take on that argument. I'm not going to do it. We're wasting our time here. Karl Malone. Man, Karl Malone, again, that is one hell of a resume. And again, Giannis's resume is still incomplete. He's still
Malone was messing with 13-year-olds though.
Well,
I can't really.
Well,
you go down my rankings when you caught up when you getting 14-year-olds pregnant. I'm sorry.
I mean, again, I
call it like it is.
I agree.
He ain't on my Mount Rushmore.
No, listen, I mean, I don't like anything about Karl Malone. I don't like anything about Karl Malone.
Put him with Diddy.
That story about him getting that 14-year-old girl pregnant was she 16?
I don't know. 14, 15,
13.
16.
Okay, all right.
It was too damn young.
Yeah, basically too damn young, whatever that is. I don't care about age of consent or not in that state. I'm assuming it wasn't. I'm assuming the story. I'm trying to remember.
I think it was that she didn't meet the age of consent. I think it was that the parents were okay with it, which is also crazy.
Well,
because the parents
was who he was, right? And
the parents okayed
it was like the Josh Giddey situation, right? I'm assuming it's kind of like that, where you could have gone in a different direction, but but still. Having said that, from a pure basketball perspective, right? 2-time MVP. 11.
At least Giddey was closer in age. I think
he was 13.
I mean,
he was 13. Yeah. How old was Malone?
College.
20.
Carl was in college.
Yeah, that's a little different than Giddey
when he did that. Carl was wild. I don't know.
That's a little different than Giddey.
But I mean, again, 2 MVPs, 11 All-NBA first team, 14. Karl Malone, and he took the Jazz. Now they didn't win one, but would they go to 2? They went to how many championships did they?
Sound like you're making a case.
They went to a few.
I went to 2.
You said you would.
Back to back.
I'd say Karl. I mean, Karl Malone is up there, power forwards. If you have a Mount Rushmore, what's Mount Rushmore?
Did he lose to Jordan twice?
Lost to Jordan twice.
Yep, lost to MJ twice. So yeah, MJ one of the ones that kept guys away from winning them titles. That's how it goes.
Kept Barkley away too, because I think Barkley should be in the conversation.
And then Chuck's another one, right? You put Charles Barkley in there. I personally think Kevin Garnett is overrated. I get it. For something. To me, Kevin Garnett has always been a very overrated player to me. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a very good player, but I just think he's one of those guys where if you ranked Kevin Garnett at 20 on a top 20 list or in late teens, I don't think you're wrong for that.
That's where he is. He's somewhere in the.
That's what I'm saying. Like people
around
have
there.
a tendency to overrate Kevin Garnett in ways that I've never been able to really understand that.
He was a bad man.
Dirk as well. One thing that you think about Dirk, when I think about Dirk though, I think about Dirk, the first guy that big that could shoot the ball that well. That's what I think when I think Dirk. I don't think of your traditional power forward is down there, let me not step into it right now, but I don't think about your traditional power forward posting up and doing like I guess I think Dirk more of a stretch forward, but Charles Barkley as well. I think that's probably from the more modern area, the people you would put in front of Giannis. I know, what'd you say? You said Kevin McHale. Hey, back when Boston was out there dealing, maybe Kevin McHale, sure. Paul Gasol, I probably wouldn't put him in front of, even though Paul Gasol had a pretty impressive career too.
Paul Gasol.
But he's not. But I wouldn't put him in front.
What
of
are we doing?
I'm just mentioning some of the guys. I'm just mentioning some of these guys who are really good at this. Not Paul.
Well, let me give y'all the top 75 and 75 list of power forwards. You had Bob Pettit, Charles Barkley, Dirk Nowitzki, Alvin Hayes, Giannis, Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett, Kevin McHale, and Tim Duncan were all the power forwards on the top 75.
Yeah, Tim Duncan's the only one. Tim Duncan is Tim Duncan objectively, yes.
Wait, was Dennis Rodman not on that list?
Nope.
Hell, would Dennis Rodman be a top 75?
I mean,
no. Top 75 of that have ever touched the basketball? No, because he ran around with his head active.
Power forward. Dennis Rodman, I mean, it looked a little bit different, but he was one of the, in his day, to kind of do it. It was a bit different way, but I mean.
Oh, he did make top 75.
He did? Well, then they don't have him listed on this article.
Maybe list him as a. I don't know. He made top 75. Yeah, he's on the NBA 75.
Wait a minute. Like Dennis Rodman, I mean, you got to put some respect on what Dennis did. Again, it looked different. It looked different. Yeah. It wasn't pretty. It was definitely a little bit more gritty. But, I mean, Dennis Rodman did get busy.
Yeah.
Only person check one-on-one in the post.
But, yeah, objective on that list, yes, to Tim Duncan.
Mount Rushmore is 4.
You can make an argument, and that's so he's clearly on Mount Rushmore for me because you can make an argument for Dirk, and I think to me Giannis is clearly ahead of KG. I think people can make an argument for KG, but I don't think I think I would definitely take Giannis over KG. So at worst to me he's 3. At worst to me Giannis is 3. If you're talking about the top 4 of all time. Power forwards, but
yeah, I'll go the same direction. I think he's clear cut on that Mount Rushmore as a power forward.
I'm with y'all.
So, all right. Anything else before we wrap on a look around? Anybody want to get to?
Fire Luke Fickell.
Fire Luke Fickell.
Listen,
everybody else is paying the money.
Here's how I feel about this. When Brian Kelly gets fired from LSU. And James Franklin gets fired from Penn State. Now, the James Franklin firing I thought was dumb. I thought that was incredibly foolish, and I think Penn State's going to pay for that because they're going to bring in Matt Rule and good luck. But you fired Brian Kelly, and you pay him. When his buyout rumored to be was it $55 million? And it was close to $100 million when you include all of his assistants. And then you fire James Franklin, and I think it's the same scenario for him too. These schools better not hit up not one alum and ask for a 1 red cent. They better not. There's absolutely no way you're gonna sit up here and spend $100 million to pay somebody basically not to work or to pay a group of folks not to work, and then you're gonna hit up hard-working alum talking about, can you get $20 chip in? Yeah, we need some NIL deal. We need some NIL money. Absolutely not. That is embarrassing that Penn State would fire James Franklin after winning 37 games in the last 3 years, and then you turn around and fire Brian Kelly with all that money left on his contract. LSU to do that, which I did hear though, that LSU, I think one donor is footing most of that bill, but still, it's insane. It's absurd.
But I just shout out to Frank Wilson and LSU. He's a St. Augustine's College alum, so I'll be a big LSU Tigers fan for the rest of this year.
Go ahead.
They suck.
For those of y'all who are new to this, Frank Wilson is the interim coach of LSU.
Last thing, did get a tweet from Todd Merrill. He sent me this video. Giannis in his press conference tonight. They asked him about, I think they asked him about whether there's any extra pressure because of the rumors that he was going to be preferred to trade to the Knicks. Giannis said, quote, "Who said that? I'm here representing my team. That's it. We beat the Knicks. I didn't read that article. I try to stay away from all the rumors." So that is Giannis, and that is, we all talk that. I don't know how to interpret that, and I'm sure they won't do it tomorrow on all the newscasts and headlines. But to me, that is a direct shot at Shams, who Giannis said. They said, what do you think about these rumors? His response was, "Who said that?" That's what he's saying to people. Say, "You want to go to the Knicks? Who said that?" Interesting, very interesting. That's where Giannis went with that. Who said that was his response.
That'd be so much better if you did it in the Giannis voice like the Chris, though.
I was gonna say, just a quick side note: wasn't Magic Johnson a power forward?
I think he created his own position.
Can't really.
Slash power. But wasn't Magic Johnson technically power forward?
I think he was one of the original point forwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. King says Giannis should be number 2 all-time. TD Tim Duncan number 1. Yeah. Powell got 2 rings as a number 2. Yeah, it's number 2. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We talking about ones. Giannis didn't get his ring as a 2. So yeah, I couldn't go there. All right, let's keep rolling here and get to the end of this. Let's say this interesting comments from Giannis. 121-111. Bucks beat the Knicks tonight. Any final thoughts on Bucks Knicks? And again, we got another big one coming up. I think that's Thursday night against the Warriors. Another one that'll be on NBA TV, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central against Golden State. Both teams right now 3-1. Golden State looking for another win to try to get to 4-1 before they face the Bucks. Any thoughts after the Bucks defeat the Knicks tonight, 121-111?
Hey man, another gritty win. Certainly another gritty win. And you know what? Ryan Rollins stepped up tonight. This is what you're gonna need: is different guys stepping up, different guys going off. And man, salute to Ryan Rollins again. He got our game ball, and really glad we got a dub against this Knicks team. Role players doing their thing as well. Off night for AJ, for Derry Bird and Gary Trent Jr., but we found a way to get this thing done. And again, Giannis on the tear. Giannis playing like an angry man, and I like it.
Yeah, really enjoying watching this Bucks team play. Like I'm having fun again watching this squad hoop and all the depth that we have in this new team and learning some of these new players' games, right? Like Amir Coffey and guys like that who are maybe on the end of the bench right now, getting a little bit of spot minutes here and there, but they're playing well and making me a fan of them. So enjoying that. And then you did what basically they said you couldn't do all last year, which is beat good teams in the regular season.
Yeah, man, chop wood, carry water, keep getting these wins. I'll be happy if I never have to hear another Reggie Miller broadcast again. But the best thing about this win tonight is it forced him not to hate, but he had to say positive things about the Bucks tonight, which I think there's a little bit of that resentment in his soul for being a lifelong Pacer. And then one last shout out to Mitch Nellis. I don't know if you guys follow him. He's another Wisconsin guy on the air. He tweeted to Shams and to Wendy, why aren't we getting any coverage about Giannis in the MVP race? Something negative happens, you guys run to the front of the line to report that stuff, but no one is jumping over hurdles to get this stuff out there. So Giannis is my MVP. He's our MVP. He's the city's MVP. He's the state's MVP. And he's the NBA's MVP. And he's going to show the world why he should be there.
He is definitely on an MVP tear right now. King says Magic was a point guard. Yeah, he absolutely was a point guard. Was never listed at power forward.
Well, actually, so you guys were wrong. Magic Johnson did play power forward for a season in the league. His last season, I guess when he had come back, it was like 95 or 96. Magic Johnson was.
So when he was trash.
So yeah, when he was there, but I remember. I think he played power forward. I want to say he played power forward at Michigan State for a while, and then something happened where he ended up having to play point guard, and it was history from there. So.
And point guard. Dog magic. Huh?
What was that?
You ain't never seen Last Dance?
Yes, man, it's been a minute, but
all right. Like one of the best. All right. Hey man, like I said, man, I thought Bucks played well tonight, man. I can't take anything from them. You're starting to see, like you guys mentioned, you're starting to see those performances from guys. You're starting to see, and that's what I like to see too, consistency. And that's you see, you know what Giannis brings. And it's like, okay, I'm starting to see Ryan Rollins. It's something I can rely on from Ryan Rollins night in, night out. I like it. I'm starting to see things from Kuzma night in, night out. You're building good performances on top of good performances. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy. I can do it one dumb play a night. That dumb three he took, I can live with one dumb play a night. And you keep moving forward. Even Amir Coffey, consistency. Cole Anthony just doing good things on the floor. Everybody trying to make sure they contribute. And I think that's the biggest thing. AJ Green, rough first half, fouling, can't hit threes. You come out the second half, you knock down 3 threes in the first 5 minutes. Like I think that is one of the biggest things. And Bobby Portis, but everybody else is contributing every single night and finding ways to contribute to this basketball team. That's what I like to see. They win a big one tonight, 121-111 over a quality opponent. Back at it Thursday night against the Golden State Warriors. Want to appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. Want to appreciate everybody for joining us with the super chats. If you're still in this chat, you weren't here at the beginning, you should have already smashed that like button after a big win, 121-111 over the New York Knicks. So again, please hit that like button, hit that follow button, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to tell one more friend about the Cream City crossover. We give you the coldest, livest, best post game in all of the land live for your Milwaukee Bucks. Again, we thank you. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us tonight. And yeah, man, we'll just keep racking up good nights with you guys. We'll have some fun. See you guys again on Thursday. I think that's everything. This has been the Cream City Media Group production with the Group Third.
Chris King.
Justin.
Hey, if I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no with Nichols. Courage.